Lesson number 46 and second lesson on the major line segment series. We are learning JavaScript and we are learning JavaScript by examples. In this series, we are trying to recreate this application which is available on this website. There is a script page that has hundreds of math practice modules, and all these are created with the help of JavaScript. And there is a section on this page, metric units, and these are the scripts that we are trying to recreate. What this script is, it has a few images of this ruler, SVG images, and there are some line segments, and the students have to measure the length of these line segments. For example, for A, if I type in an answer which is 1 centimeter, it will give me a response as a tick or a cross. This is 3 centimeters, so if I type in 3, it will give me a response as a tick or cross. So this is what we are recreating. I will create a simpler version of this application, and then once we have done a few complex script, I will recreate exactly the same application at the end of these at the end of this series. So this is what we have done so far. We created in the last lesson, we created some divs and we managed to call the SVG image of the ruler, and in this lesson we will create some line segments. So let's get to it. So I will change the size of the browser, and this is the document that we created last time, and this is exactly the same copy of it for today's lesson. So I will right mouse click and open it with my Sublime text editor. You can use any text editor that you like. So this is the HTML, CSS and JavaScript code that we have written so far. So we want to create a line segment as visible just here, and for that I will have to create another div container. So I will say const segment container is equal to document dot create element and then braces and then div. So we're creating a new div element and we are saving that div element as this variable, and as always, because this div has been created with the help of JavaScript, so we have to attach it to something. So I will attach it to this main container, and the way you do it, I will say main container dot append child and then brackets and then this variable. So I will copy this and I will paste this here. We have created a new div which has been saved in this variable segment container, and then we have attached this container to this element as a child element. However, if I save it, nothing should be visible because it is an empty container, empty div. So I will create a class, and this is how you create a class with the help of dot, and the name of the class I will call it segment, and then two curly brackets, and then I will say background red, width I will create a segment 5 centimeter wide, and height should be 1 pixel. So we have created a class. Now we have to attach this class to this segment. So we have to apply this class to this segment. So I will say segment container dot class name, and the name of the class is segment. So copy and paste it here. Okay, so this has been enclosed in single quotation. You have to remember that, and if I save it and refresh it, you should be able to see a red line segment that is 5 centimeter in length. We do not need this green box anymore, so I will go back to my editor and go back to this ruler class, and I will just comment this out. So if I save it now and refresh it, we don't have this div container. However, I want to pull this line down a little bit, so I will say margin, and 3 pixels should be more than enough. So if I save it, maximize this one, refresh this, so the segment appears 3 pixels below this container. So I will, I think, change it to 5 pixels, and if I save it now and refresh it, this is a much better looking line. However, the line starts from the beginning of the ruler. We want to start it from here. So I will say margin left, and I think I should move it 3.5 millimeter. So if I save it, maximize it, refresh it, the line now appears right at the top of this line here, and it is exactly 5 centimeter in length. Maybe I need to move it a little bit more, so I will say probably 4 millimeters. So if I save it and refresh it, I think it's a bit better. So this is it for today, and in the next lesson I will create multiple copies of this main container as is visible here, and we will also learn how to, instead of using a hard-coded width, we will learn how to create line segments of variable lengths. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next lesson.